What is up, everybody? So as you guys know, I'm a huge Predator fan. I did a classic movie review for Predator a little while ago, and I was surfing the internet and I kind of stumbled on something that really did, when I found out the news, my head kind of just went like this. And I literally felt like literally bawling in tears. I don't know why Hollywood thinks that they need to do this every single time to a really great franchise, but I had learned that Shane Black, the person that directed Iron Man 3, is going to be moving on to the Predator reboot. Now, he might not be the director that gets the final director's chair for that movie, but at the moment, all sources are pointing to him as directing the reboot. I don't know why this film absolutely needs a reboot. I think the films, as they are, really stand out as being classic movies, and I don't know who they're going to try and get to fill the roles that were in the first movie. The first movie had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, Jesse Ventura, and even Bill Duke, and they had some of the finest performances in movie history. So I don't know who was the person that thought this was going to be a good idea, but when I found that out, I was immediately like, oh my god, this movie's going to go downhill from here. Because Iron Man 3 was the biggest joke I had ever seen. Literally, I went into the movie thinking that this movie was going to be an awesome sequel. It was going to be directed by someone else other than Jon Favreau, who does a really good job at directing at times. But the second movie wasn't all that great. I'm like, there's no possible way that they could screw up Iron Man. And Shane Black's version of Iron Man really did disappoint me to the point where I don't even really watch it that much. If I see it on TV, I'll maybe watch it for a couple minutes, then I pretty much veer off to something else. It's honestly one of the most horrible Iron Man movies of the entire franchise. And there are people that will say the contrary to that movie and say that it's an actually good movie. But to be honest, it is nothing like Iron Man was. The Mandarin was a big, huge joke and pretty much a shit to anyone who was a huge fan of the Iron Man movies like myself. I think if they had just stuck with the idea that the Mandarin was this terrorist leader that was really ruthless and would kill people no matter what and was kind of merciless, then they would have had a better film. But because they went with the actor crap, it just completely ruined the legitimacy of the film. And I feel like doing a reboot of the Predator franchise, a movie in its own right that has kind of gone through the generations, is kind of not needed. I go by the term, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I think Hollywood needs to look at that whenever they are trying to decide if they're going to be doing a reboot of a franchise like this. They should ask themselves, does this series or franchise need a reboot? If no, then don't do it. Do something else. If it does need it, then do a movie that had a really good idea but didn't do so well in the theaters. I feel like the movie studios just want to remake things that have done well because they think that if they do a reboot of the franchise, that'll sell more tickets. And yes, the characters themselves will draw fans of the previous movies to the theaters, but fans want a movie that is sort of like the original, but a little bit better and even more. And I don't think there's any way they can make Predator, even the first one, better than it already was. I don't even know if there's a story that could better rival that of the first two movies themselves. What I would like to see happen is I would like them to see the fan reaction to this, and I would like them to kind of rethink that and maybe do a sequel to the Predators movie. I don't think Predator needs a reboot franchise. I think the stories are out there for multiple Predator movies, including an origin story based on the Predator itself, because the Predators have different class systems. They have different levels of predators. They have different kinds of predators. They have different culture, and to explore that would be a really cool idea for a film. I think that butchering this franchise will really downfall the entire franchise for years to come. I think fans of the original movies will see this and they will be so disappointed, and I don't think this movie is going to do well if they hire Shane Black to do this movie. I honestly think it's going to be like A Good Day to Die Hard, where it's going to have a lot of hype, and then when it comes out, the movie is just going to tank and it's not going to be as good. I could be totally wrong about this, and this could be an awesome movie, but from this director's track record, he hasn't really done anything notable. He hasn't done anything that showed me that he can direct a really well-made movie, and after Iron Man 3, I was so disappointed. I think the only way to make this movie and make it better is to do a new story, do a new cast of characters, and to make it something different than it was before. The Predator is a hunter. He hunts humans for sport. He kills criminals. He goes into sort of heavy wartime situations and takes down the people that are doing wrong. I think going into that lore, into why the Predator is what it is and why he hunts who he hunts, is something that would be really interesting, something that hasn't been done before on the screen. And I think the movies have touched on that a little bit in the past, but they haven't gone fully in depth to the Predator, why they come to Earth and why every so often it's for a hunt. Obviously it's for a manhood ritual in which the Predator is pretty much trying to become a man, and by hunting humans, one of the most deadly species in the universe, they're able to become men after the hunt if they survive. So I think figuring out a way to do it where they do it based on the Predator's culture, figuring out a different sequel with a different set of characters would really help this movie. So to conclude this, I really don't think that this is a good idea for filmmaking. I don't feel like this is a good idea to give Shane Black the director's chair for this. I really hope that someone sees this and realizes from a fan's perspective, someone that has owned Predator 1, Predator 2, Predators, Alien vs. Predator, pretty much anything that had to do with the Predator franchise, that they would reconsider this, because I don't think fans are really all that happy with the Predator reboot that has been announced. Now, do I want to see another Predator movie? Yes, I am a huge science fiction fan. The Predator franchise has been in my life for literally years and decades. So I would love to see something fresh, unique, and different in a really well done story. And if they can pull it off, then I will be very satisfied. But until then, this is all I have for you guys. So I'll see you guys later on the next one. Peace.